welcome to the Master of Unlocking podcast. Today we are doing our TOTYs.
Logan, you sound really good right now.
I know, it's so buttery smooth. We got new mics. I love it.
New year, new mics.
New year, new mics. I like
2019 mics.
Yes, microphones.
How
Professional
excited are you
podcast.
guys? We sound good.
I'm very excited for this. I want to listen to this like now.
I know.
Just
So
stop it. Let's just
okay. Let's just stop. Well, let's do another test again. That was so good. No, but we were doing the TOTYs. What's a TOTY?
Television show of the year.
Ah, yes.
We
I came prepared.
Excellent.
we are disregarding seasons, right?
Correct.
It's just
So-
whatever episodes aired during the calendar year 2018.
Correct. So
Yeah.
So like if it had some stuff in 17, part of 18, it's the part of 18 that counts.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think
if some of the like NBC comedies, for instance, had a couple of weeks in January and then a couple of weeks in like November, December. So we are counting the
That,
end of
yes.
like a season and then the beginning of the next season.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do. Now that we sound so much better, we should probably do a quick introduction.
Sure.
Here. So yeah, I'm Logan, and go ahead to my right.
I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jason.
Oh my gosh,
We need a better intro than
we
that.
do.
We'll get better at this.
We'll get better. Yeah.
Yeah, we should get some nicknames or something.
Oh God, I don't.
I don't know. We've gone with our names so far. I don't want to. I don't know. Our sick Twitch handles
I'm
is
just
what you're
saying,
talking
like,
about. or-
Jason and then nickname. Jason.
DeBag.
Coming.
Not quite D-bag, but DeBag. No.
No, I don't know.
Self-deprecation
for-
works. I hear it's in.
That's it's kind of my game.
Logan's got it locked out. I got to come up with another
I
gimmick.
I know. Just for TV purposes, I just want to call myself Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson. Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just something that
We'll work on that for next time.
we'll work on that for next time. Yeah.
So why have we reconvened here in 2019? Besides our new equipment, which we're all very excited about,
Yeah.
what are we here to do today?
We are here to crown our television shows of the year for 2018.
So are we going to do this for those of you listening at home that are familiar with our just absolutely stellar Game of the Year content?
Damn right.
What's the process here?
So the process is we've got our giant list.
We have a
of,
giant
this list is a little obnoxious. Like
That's okay. It'll be easier.
I mean, this
than
is no
games.
traditional 43.
Right.
This
God,
is
it's 41.
It's 41.
Every time I get it
Yep.
wrong, I always go one off of 42, and I
We
always
brought in this new equipment, but you're fired.
We
I
didn't.
know.
We didn't have a pre-production meeting to narrow it down, so
That's
we
all
just
right, I
have
have-
everything. On
We were
this
all just
list.
really excited to try out our new tech.
Yeah.
Here we are,
Yeah.
new tech.
new tech, TV. Let's. Oh boy, I guess we'll just run through.
You gonna do it?
Are we
Logan?
even going to run through them, or should we just start cutting stuff?
Let's just start cutting shit because this.
Hold on. How big is the list?
72.
Is it really?
yeah, it's 72.
72.
I watched a lot of stuff. I didn't realize I watched this much stuff last
And
year.
this is what's different about this between Game of the Years. We even call down to 41, but for TV shows, this is everything we've watched combined.
Correct.
But I don't know. I do see some value. Let's workshop this
Okay.
live. We're more or less just testing this
All
stuff
right.
out. Should we list them all?
Okay,
Should
Logan,
we
you
list
do.
it and go? Should we list it and go? Just keep or cut?
Oh.
Just keep cut.
Caleb, what do you think about that slash and burn process?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we can go fast that way.
Okay.
So are we saying what realistically has a shot at
What
the top 10
realistically
here?
has a shot at a top
Okay.
10?
At a
All right.
top 10. We're
And
making a
if
top
you,
10.
And if you want to cut it and you have, like, if you really had a strong feeling about it, you got 30 seconds.
Okay.
And I'm not really,
Oh,
no
man.
real timer, but just
No,
kinda
let's
keep-
just do keep or cut. Or yeah,
or cut.
Okay.
let's
How
just do
about
keep or
okay.
cut
yeah,
only.
Three rounds, I propose. Three
Okay.
rounds. So we've got keep or cut.
If anyone says keep, we keep.
Okay.
Okay,
Keep
that's
or,
fair.
keep or cut. Then whether or not it deserves to be on the top 10.
Okay.
Make those arguments
round
right.
two.
In round
Okay,
two.
yeah.
Round two.
And then in round 3,
Is-
after
is
we've
reordering.
made detailed arguments, reordering, and then deciding
Okay.
what order.
Yeah,
All right.
that's fair.
Yeah.
All
3
right.
rounds. You got that at home, everyone?
Got it.
So round 3. Wait, or 1.
Round 1.
1 or 3.
This is round 1.
We're in round 4.
Because round 3 is final round.
Oh, my. Say that again.
Final round.
I bet
All right.
that sounds really good.
I think it does. Who sounds better? Logan's going to sound better. I'm not even going to try. Final round. No.
I don't have a radio voice.
I don't know.
That's
I
you
don't-
guys.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, let's start at the top. We are just going with our alphabetical list. So AP Bio.
Oh, can we just say?
Oh, ha.
Can I just say that
What's happening?
be- if it's on the list, that means at least one of us watched all of it, right?
I think
Or
so.
Correct.
At least most of it.
I would at least hope
So
for some-
that means that we hold it in some regard. We're not just saying this is a shit show. So
right, because
we're
I've got
covering
one on
it.
here. I really want to question your your entire life. But
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll go after that. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
AP
Settle down,
Bio.
DuckTales.
No, you like it. Don't act like you don't. AP Bio.
AP Bio's cut.
Cut.
Is somebody keeping track of this?
Yes. I'm
Are you
deleting,
got it?
I'm deleting right on. The
Just flat out delete. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
What?
Okay.
Are you sure? Is that the best way? Because we're corrupting our list. Are we sure that's the best way to do it?
All right. Oh, geez. There's no undo. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, you
All
did
right.
it. How about just, I don't know.
What about in the column E, just exit or something?
Yeah, just X or
Okay.
something.
when it's cut.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Go.
Altered Carbon.
Cut.
American Crime Story Season 2.
Keep.
Yeah.
American Dad.
Keep.
Keep. American Vandal.
Keep.
Andy Mack.
Cut.
This-
Is that the one?
That's the one I was questioning what in the hell you were doing.
It is.
Nope.
Oh, I can't even describe it. Okay. sorry.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
describe-
you
I'm
should.
actually curious.
Because this
on
is
this
the last.
one.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so
I
this Logan knows that this is a show on the Disney Channel. It's a live action show on the Disney
It is a
Channel.
tween show.
It is
on
a
the Disney-
tween show for sure. I really like it for right before I'm going to bed because it has no conflict, no drama, just a bunch of teenagers, preteens being preteens.
Man, it seems like
And
there's
it's-
so much drama in that show based on how they do all the commercials. I'm surprised you haven't seen those commercials for Andy Mack.
We don't. We're not quite at that age yet.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I like it though.
I- well,
it is quality television
Let
for being on the
me
Disney
let me say
Channel.
this. I think that there is this sounds like a Boy Meets World quality
Yes.
thing kind of thing for me, like a very
Is there comedy though?
No.
Okay,
I don't know.
that's-
There's
yeah.
there's something I understand, a certain childlike innocence about something like that, or like those kind of shows.
Yeah.
And I could see how that could be relaxing because TV now, it's so good and so special, but it's also like
intense.
I can't fucking sleep because I just watch a terrorist blow someone
Yep.
up.
I had that
So-
same problem last night.
I see, so I understand. I understand. Okay.
Okay.
Andy Mack, gone,
Andy
but
Mack,
not
gone.
forgotten.
Angie Tribeca.
Keep.
Okay. Arrested Development.
Cut.
Atlantic. Keep.
Yeah, keep.
Ballers.
Cut.
Barry.
Keep.
Baskets.
Caleb,
Keep for now.
Okay. Better Call Saul.
keep.
Keep.
Bobcat Goldthwait's Misfits and Monsters.
Cut.
I've never even heard of that.
It's on True TV, so that's why.
Okay. Bodyguard. Keep.
Yep.
Bosch.
It's really good. Cut it. That show continues to be. I can't make the. There's too many things on this
Okay.
list, but that show continues to be probably the best CBS procedural that's not on CBS.
Okay.
Like it's the
Okay.
perfect version of that.
Okay.
He has this long arc that he's working on, and then there's the mystery of the season. So what do you say?
I said we're not following our rules of keep cut, and then the second round you get to defend.
Well, 'cause it's going
fine.
away.
I know it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. It's going
It's
I
going
think
away.
that's- Yeah.
When it goes away, that's
All
why.
right. Disenchantment.
Cut.
DuckTales.
Cut. Joking.
I can't. I don't even know. I like the laser piercing of my eyes cannot come through on the on the thing. We'll keep it for
And
now.
you thought Andy.
No, it should be cut. DuckTales is good, but it's not like the TV show of the year.
I've only seen literally the first 2 episodes of that show, and it seemed fine. It's just
Yeah.
it's a cartoon.
It's a
for
cartoon.
kids.
It's a cartoon for kids.
It's funny though.
It's good. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how far you are into it.
I like
I mean,
it through the first season. It's funny.
Yeah.
It really is. I watch it with my daughter. There was an episode where Launchpad is having, he thinks he's having fever dreams in the mountains. And so the only thing is his visors are fogged over
Yeah.
and he can't see, but he think he's like got this mountain sickness. And so he's just stumbling around for the whole episode, like grabbing people and telling them he's dying. And he's fine. He's literally, his goggles are just fogged up.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
So you've seen the whole. So have you seen the episode where they find out what Scrooge was hiding about Della?
No.
Oh boy,
No.
that's the most intense episode of a kids cartoon I've ever seen.
No, not
Anyway,
that good.
we'll get there. Escape at Dannemora.
Keep.
Everything Sucks.
Cut.
Evil Genius.
Cut.
Cut. Yeah. Family Guy.
Cut.
Cut. Yeah. Fuller House.
Keep. No, I'm kidding. Cut.
That goes back to that Andy Mack thing, but at the same time, I wasn't going to give you shit for Fuller House because Stephanie Tanner.
No, DJ Tanner, dude.
Dude. Yeah, DJ looks okay now. But Stephanie still for me.
She's just stacked is all.
Yeah, but I've
Okay,
always
all
liked
right,
her. I don't know
all
what it is about it.
Did you
even
guys-
back in the day.
Have you seen the Starkist tuna commercial with DJ Tanner?
No.
I think I have.
Have
Yeah.
you? She has it for a quick, like, healthy lunch.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, of course you
no,
have.
Yeah,
You watch TV.
I
Yeah.
do, yeah. Okay, get Shorty.
Keep.
Okay. Glow.
Keep.
Yeah.
Goblin Slayer.
Keep.
Sorry, I gotta scroll. Haunting of Hill House.
Cut.
Heathers.
Cut.
Homecoming.
Cut. Hard cut. Can I talk about Homecoming? Because it's going
Hang
away.
on 1 sec, because I think you're the only person in the world that doesn't like
That's why I want to
Homecoming,
talk about it.
which is so weird. Okay, but go ahead, because you usually are pretty in line with like what critics think.
So, that is from the creator of Mr. Robot, Let Loose. And it's just like, I'm sorry, it's just like self-flating. It's self-indulgent, and it's not that great. It's just not. It's not that interesting. The stakes could not be lower in that show.
Okay.
I don't understand why anyone likes it at all.
Logan, did you watch it at all?
No,
Okay.
The quick premise: Julia Roberts, great actress. It's got Shea Wiggum from Boardwalk Empire, who's very good. Like, the performances are good, but the story arc sucks. It's about this facility of guys who come back from war, so Afghanistan, Iraq deployment, and they think that they're in a military facility. They're not in a military facility. They are in a hired out PMC's project house, and what they're trying to do is wipe PTSD from these guys. Sounds interesting, right?
Mhm.
It's not. It's fucking not. This guy goes to therapy. He doesn't realize that his mind is getting messed up. Julia Roberts flips on the company because she realizes what's going on, and then they act like they're going to hunt her down and do some harm to her, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. And there's dramatic music the whole time, and there's no drama to meet it. There is everything in that show is unearned.
Okay.
I
I
when you
kind of
said-
want to watch it just to see what you mean, but I felt like
I
there was
don't
other
think-
things.
It didn't Metacritic very well, right?
Yeah, it did okay.
It did okay?
Just
Okay.
under.
It did okay.
Just under an 80.
Metacritic, it did really well on Rotten Tomatoes, though, which
Oh,
means
really?
that like critics universally kind of liked
Said
it,
it was
but
okay.
kind
Yeah.
of liked it.
Yeah, like it wasn't like, like this is serviceable.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a half an hour long. And so
Oh,
you think
huh.
that, like, bite-sized, you think it's going to waste no time.
Mhm.
Dude, I got to tell you, I never once feared for any of the characters. I never once felt bad about anything that happened to them or good of anything happened to them. I could have given a shit less. It's not good. I think people want to be on, is it Sam Esmail? How am I saying?
It's S-mail.
Esmail.
Mm-hmm.
I think people really, and I love Mr. Robot. I think people are really eager to get on his dick about this thing. And it comes across to me as self-indulgent.
Okay.
Like he's in love with himself.
Interesting.
And I love Mr. Robot.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I don't like it when creators get loose and get too much control. Somebody's got to keep him in check, and he runs wild with Homecoming.
All right.
Done. Sorry.
Right.
But that was a big show, so we needed to talk about it.
Okay. Homeland. Did you ever watch it?
I did. I just finished it. It's fine. It's really
fine.
It's
Yeah.
actually quite good. It's better than a lot of stuff on TV. I don't think it can hang. It's not the weakest season of Homeland by far. It's still not season 3. There's some really good stuff that happens, and it is like it does get back to the formula of Carrie and Saul are the central characters.
Yeah.
Mandy Patinkin is
Still made.
he's incredible. Saul, the character of Saul Berenson, you guys know this is one of my favorite characters ever in TV. He's still very good.
It's just not what season 1 and season 2 were.
It never will be.
No.
And I don't expect it to be. But the
I
stakes,
just stopped there. I was like,
that's not a bad decision.
No,
But the stakes are very high. Like that's what
Yeah.
the different. We were talking about Homecoming. Like I fear for Carrie, and I know she's the main character, but I fear for her. It still does a. It
Well, you've
goes
got a
good-
character connection with her at this point.
It
I mean, it's
does a
been-
good job of like this is the main character. They're doing one more season. She's obviously not going anywhere, and still I'm like, and it does that really well. It still does that really well.
Is there
But
still a jazz freak out?
oh man, she's very good at that role. That character has bipolar disorder and constantly anxious, and you believe like she's believable. Like
Yeah.
when she's talking to Saul about like this situation she's got herself in. You've seen enough Homeland where she starts doing the lippy thing.
Yeah.
She starts freaking out. You believe like she is in some kind of like
It still works.
knots. Like
Yeah.
she's tied up in knots. Like she's got some inner turmoil going on, and it's very watchable.
This was what,
but
season
7
Okay.
and
I think I've
8 is it.
Jeez.
I think I've
Wow.
I
didn't
know.
realize
I went
it's been on
to
that long.
5, I think. I don't think I've gone past 5.
I think that 6 has spoilers. 6 sees the end of Quinn, and it's compelling TV.
Okay,
watch
maybe I
Quinn
did
spiral.
go. Maybe I went to 6 then.
You've seen
yeah,
that?
I think I saw 6 then. Maybe it was 7. I didn't see.
We should
Or no, this was
probably
7.
just do a blanket spoiler warning too.
Oh yeah, we'll end up with spoilers. That's for
Yep.
sure.
They're coming.
They're coming. Yeah, Into the Badlands.
Cut. I like that show. Martial arts.
It's Always Sunny.
Keep.
Joe Pera talks with you.
Keep.
I have no idea what that show is. Killing Eve.
Keep.
Laid Back Camp.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Keep.
Oh,
What about Black Leg Camp? What?
I don't know.
Well, I
Get
just
laid
want
at
to. I just want to at least explain what it is.
Okay,
so.
Making It.
Cut.
Mayans MC.
Can we keep that for now?
Sure. Money Heist.
We need to cut that because I've only watched one episode.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Persona 5, the animation.
Cut. Big ol' cut. Ugh, it sucks.
I never
alright.
finished it.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's
Really?
bad. It ends like probably with like 28 hours left in the story.
What?
Yeah. It ends like in the interrogation room with Say. That's where that show ends.
That's not
No, that's not.
how it happened.
Okay. Portlandia.
Cut.
Preacher.
Cut.
Okay. Ray Donovan.
Cut.
Roseanne.
Cut.
Is that technically the Connors? Or no, I guess
both
this was already-
Roseanne and the Connors aired this year.
Okay. Safe.
Cut. I like that show. It's trash, but I like it.
Saturday Night Live. Cut. Sharp Objects. Hell no.
Keep.
Yeah. Silicon Valley.
We can cut that.
South Park. You can cut it. There was some good stuff this year with some making fun of Amazon, but thank you, Amazon, for our setup. Succession.
Keep.
Yep. Superstore.
Go ahead and cut it. It was a weak season.
Okay. The Americans.
Keep.
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Go ahead and cut that.
Okay. Here, the Connors.
There you go. The Connors. Cut that as well.
The Crown.
Oh, quick disclaimer. The Crown season 2 actually came out last year, which I didn't realize.
Oh,
It came out
okay.
late December.
Oh, okay.
So it's not eligible, but I want to say that I know you guys haven't watched it.
Yeah.
The Crown is one of the finest TV shows I've ever seen.
Well, it's
incredible.
John Lithgow.
I don't think I would like it though.
It's-
Would I
it's
like
not
it?
my
I don't
style.
know. I don't know. I wouldn't think it was my style either.
Is it slow? It's slow, right?
It is. I don't.
Okay.
But it's.
You can handle
It's
slower
inc-
better than me.
Is
Let's
it
put it that way.
is it two people talking in a room a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't like it.
I would say the first season.
That's
The first season, John Lithgow's performance of Winston Churchill is
I'm sure.
unbelievable.
He's an incredible actor.
I don't know. I'm surprised. That's one of my favorite shows maybe ever.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. The Deuce.
But it's not eligible.
Oh, sorry. The Deuce.
Keep.
The End of the Fucking World.
What do you think?
I did about half of it.
Okay.
And it was one of those I'd watch before bed and I couldn't keep myself awake.
I didn't particularly care for it. I just wanted to make sure you didn't before. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with cutting it. The Good Place. Keep. Little Drummer Girl.
Keep.
Okay. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
You're keeping that? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't get a chance to watch any of season 2 yet. I finished season 1, but I haven't watched any
season
season
2
2.
is the only thing that came out
Yep.
this year. Yeah, season 2 is really good. Okay. The Sinner.
Cut.
Sinner version 2, yeah. The Staircase.
Cut.
The Terror.
That's on you. I'm gonna say cut, but that's on you.
I think that show's really good.
Was that FX?
It is very good. but-
AMC?
AMC, okay.
It's about a real life ship in the mid 18th century that gets lost in the Arctic, right?
Yeah, and there are moments in that show that are really compelling, but there are long stretches that I found really boring
Yeah,
too.
I think
So,
that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's good though. It's good. Just I don't know.
It's
Top 15?
It is a
No.
high production TV show for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Top Chef.
Oh, we can cut that.
I was hoping so. Trailer Park Boys.
Cut.
Trial and Error.
Cut.
Unreal.
Cut. Unreal actually had 2 seasons this year, which was
Wow.
crazy.
Ballsy.
Yep.
Voltron Legendary Defender. I'm going to have to keep this for now. It's the only thing I got. Wellington Paranormal.
Cut.
What is that? Sorry.
Have you ever seen the movie What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
Okay.
Heard of it, but I know nothing about
It
it.
is a spin-off of that. So that movie was about, it's a mockumentary style like The Office, but it's about vampires.
Sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So they yeah. And this is a spin-off of that where they concentrate on the police officers in the town, and there's all kinds of paranormal stuff going on, and they just never realize it.
What network
pretty
is this
good.
on?
It's actually only aired in New Zealand. So
What the?
Yeah.
We'll talk about you sharing
Alright.
that with me
but there's
later.
actually a What We Do in the Shadows TV show coming out on FX in the spring. So it's a separate show. So
All right.
that might have similar vibes. It's funny. The first episode is particularly funny of Wellington Paranormal, but it falls off dramatically after that.
Okay. Westworld.
Cut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cut.
Season 2.
I heard it went off
Sucks.
the rails, but I didn't know how hard it went off
Oh
the
my
rails.
God.
This is my least favorite show on TV.
Wow. Okay.
There's never been a show so in love with itself, including Homecoming, than Westworld. Westworld believes in its own bullshit and just regurgitates it upon you. It's the worst.
It's
I
so far
really
up its own
was-
ass that it came out and went back around and up its own ass again.
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that?
But I dare say intro of the year.
Okay. Was it?
Sure, whatever. I don't care.
Was it based on a book?
No,
it's
based on a movie from the 70s.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
which may have been based on a book. I don't know.
I guess my question was everything from season 1 based on an original screenplay, and then season 2 was just, oh, this was successful, let's write something new.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never seen that movie.
I don't know. That's just a thought.
Yeah.
But okay. Who is America?
Cut. If all of the sketches were as good as the top tier ones, then we would definitely be keeping it. But there were some bummer sketches in
I
that.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Yellowstone.
Cut.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to like Yellowstone more than me.
I
but
know.
Once Caleb said it wasn't very good, I
And
stopped.
I watched all of it, and it just never gets very good.
It never happens.
Man,
No.
that I will say the trailer looked real good.
I know, a Western with Kevin Costner. Like, come on, how do you screw that up?
How, really? Yeah. How-
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on the Paramount Network. That's why. You.
That's up to you.
I want to keep.
Okay,
it.
all right.
I'd like to keep. That.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Boy, let me do a little
Yeah.
sorting here.
Well, we cut out 10 of them.
All right.
We're 28.
Let's take a actually, you know what? Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
All right, and we are back. We've cut down our list from 73 down to a healthy 28.
28.
28. So we took
probably where we should have started, but
probably, yeah. But, this happens. So, Jason, I'm going to ask you to maybe kind of run the list because I'm going to babysit the feed right now.
Okay.
If you want to kind of run us through that.
So do you guys want to go by alphabetical order, or would you like to just start looking at the list and making more cuts so we can get down to a top 10 and extol the virtues of the show before it passes away, before it gets its nuts clipped?
Okay. I think that's fair. So are we going to kind of do a second? Is this essentially a second
Yeah, but we
pass?
don't have to go it in order if you guys don't want to.
No, I
as
think
we
that's fine.
scrutinize the list.
Yeah.
there's some that I could. I mean, I could just.
Yeah,
cut.
there's things we can just cut. Yeah.
Go ahead,
If
Caleb.
you got something on your mind.
Andrew Tribeca can go. It's just. Oh God, I forgot his name already. Who's the guy in Mr. Robot season 3? His real name. The guy with the glasses, like the investigator or whatever.
yeah, the guy from He's in Homecoming.
Bobby
Fischer.
Oh,
Where is he?
it starts
I
with a
don't
C,
know.
but I
know.
don't know his last name.
His big breakout was Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, okay.
He was a bad guy in Boardwalk Empire 1 year, and it was great.
He plays Andrew Tribeca's son.
Really?
in the season,
That's pretty good.
which is pretty great.
Okay, that's pretty
Considering
good.
I bet he is way older than Rashida Jones. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say about that was how great that is. And there's an entire episode.
How do you say his Carnival?
That's
Carnivale?
something like that.
Carnival?
Carnival, I think, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
there's
Bobby Cannavale. Yeah.
there is it Carnivale?
I think it's Cannavale.
Okay.
It's surprising that you and I never watched that show because Wayne Duffy's in it.
Have you seen the
Wait, who is that?
It's Jerry Burns, Chet Atkins.
Oh, okay.
character.
All right.
He was in Justified.
Yeah, he played an amazing character in Justified.
Oh, he's incredible in Angie Tribeca.
I believe that.
Oh, yeah,
He's a good comedic actor. In fact, was one of the small amounts on Justified that was actually comic relief is what I'm looking
the
for.
rare
Sorry.
comic relief in Justified. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Raylan. He has that the moment from the first season. I remember when they were running the commercials. They have this guy surrounded in a hostage situation, and he's a gym teacher. He goes, "Everyone, be careful! He's a gym teacher," and he gets hit with a dodgeball. I'm out, and he walks away.
Yep, that show's so good.
It's really
there's an episode devoted to Fargo, and
Really?
it is so good. It's so good.
We are in a year without a Fargo.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We're in a year without a Fargo.
Yep. But
Chris Rock coming back next year.
overall, this season wasn't spectacular, but it's more Angie Tribeca, and I'll never say no to that. Also, TBS. You know what? Now that I think about it, oh yes, yeah, okay. It was the December 30th and December 29th and 30th. Yes, is when it premiered or when it aired. So
Oh.
all 10 episodes came out in those 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. TBS just did 5 and 5. So at first I was like, wait, did that even come out in 2018? But it did, barely, but it did.
Huh. Look at TBS. Very
Yep.
funny. Okay. Well, I just have to do it because nobody else watched it, but because Voltron Legendary Defender.
I need you to explain why that's so good to you.
Why
I watched the very first episode and it's fine, but
the very first episode, it's just introing characters at that point.
But like what about this show makes it so special?
They do it's a good American anime.
Okay.
It's an Americanized anime so that the plot isn't complete bullshit. Sorry, anime fans.
No, anime's bullshit. You're right.
Yeah, it's a little more grounded, even though it's space and it's still got these mystical lions and all this other stuff. There's something about it that I feel like they did the right thing in how they made that. It's that entire series. This would have been season 7 and 8 that came out this year. And that it was the conclusion. So they I think this ran over the last 3 years, and they did 8 seasons in 3 years. But like I said, especially for people who grew up on the show too, because the original show came out in 1984. So
Okay.
I was a kid watching USA reruns.
I was going to say I was not born yet. So.
Right. And so it was like, here's finally a good version of this, because the stuff from the cartoons, you grew up in like the Power Rangers days, right?
Yeah, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles.
So Power Rangers, think of it as like a cartoon Power Rangers, where there was always the big bad, and there was always like, oh, here we're gonna send this big monster down, and then you killed the big monster every episode. Well, that's how Voltron was, but this one actually had a ongoing plot.
Okay.
Where there was a big bad that you kind of were introduced to in the first season, but you didn't know was the big bad.
Okay.
So there were probably 4 big bads throughout the entire series, but you didn't even really know who the big bad was probably until season 4.
Okay.
And once you find out everything about why that person is the big bad, it all comes in like this huge full circle of why this entire race of people disappeared and died, and you go all the way through and it actually goes back to all the way from this new Voltron group to the old Voltron group, and even though it's the same people, like it's I don't know how to describe it without just like basically going through the entire plot. They did a really good job of character development.
Okay.
Which is something rare for a cartoon
Yeah.
to do. And my daughter was watching it with me to start with, and it got too complex for her.
Yeah. Okay.
And not complex.
How old is she?
She would, when we were watching it, she would have been like 5 or 6.
Okay.
And she thought that, the action stuff and everything was pretty cool at the beginning, but because like the first season was kind of more like the old Voltron stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was introducing all of that stuff. But then as it kind of went on, it was like, oh, like there's like a whole heck of a lot more involved in this than just beat up the bad guys.
Okay. That's fair.
I actually would have given it just time, right? You choose what you choose.
Right, yeah.
And I was going to try it, but it's just too much. Like, so much stuff.
It's 8 seasons worth. There's 73 episodes. I mean, yeah, they are 22 minutes a piece, but
still a lot.
It's a lot.
Well, the
makes it
first
easier
episode's
to
a double
swallow.
episode
Oh,
too.
the first episode is a double episode because it's the first episode.
Actually, it might be a triple episode. I think it's over an hour long.
Yeah, I think it's actually like a movie.
Yeah.
Technically. I could sit and talk about Voltron forever, but that's obviously.
Well, speaking of anime, I have another one we can cross off of here. Laid Back Camp, which is fantastic for what it is, but it's only got a ceiling so high. It's just these 4, like, I don't know, junior high girls that want to go camping, so they go camping, and that's the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
It's another one of those very no conflict ever, just kind of you'll sense a theme with me of the types of shows that I really like, especially to fall asleep to.
Yeah, that's, and sorry to go back to Voltron real quick, but that was one thing, was the stakes were always high.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that, like, the first couple seasons, no, but as it went on, like, I would say season 5 through 8, there were times I was just like standing up, like watching it, because I was like, holy shit, like, what are they doing? Like,
but anyway, go ahead and cut Laid Back Camp. I love it for what it is, but it's not one of the top 10 shows of the year.
Got it.
Gotcha.
I got it, Logan. You managed the...
Yeah. You marked the wrong one. That was why I moved
Laid
it.
Back Camp?
No, you marked you instead of Voltron.
Oh, okay.
That was why. Okay. Let's see. What else do we?
Yeah. Any other voluntary cuts?
Lions
right
can
off
go. It's very good.
It's like a sequel or a prequel to.
It is a spin-off of Sons of Anarchy, but
Sons of Anarchy.
It is a sequel in nature too. It's, I think, 5 years after the death of the main character of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Sons of Anarchy is also one of my favorite shows ever. Kurt Sutter, one of the main writers from The Shield, which is maybe, I don't know, arguably my favorite show ever. It's up there. And so then FX, with the success of The Shield, gave him his own show, Sons of Anarchy, wildly successful. Then he made The Bastard Executioner, which was pretty bad.
I remember that. I remember hearing about it. Yeah,
it was rough, and it was, once again, I've talked about this a lot, but it was Sutter Unchained, and so it didn't really work the way that we were hoping. SOA fans were hoping. It was also totally different than Sons of Anarchy. So it was it was like his Game of Thrones is the quick way of saying it.
Okay.
The Mayans is kind of a return to form for him, with some heavy influence from FX kind of keeping him in control. I thought it was going to be more of a retread, but it's its own story. It's connected to the Sons of Anarchy world, but not unnecessarily so. And there's a little bit of fan service in there, but it is really its own story, and an interesting one at that.
Okay. Was this the first season of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to try it, it's not bad.
Well, I would probably be completely lost with.
You wouldn't
No?
be. That's
Okay.
what's interesting. Is
Okay.
you want to ask a Sons of Anarchy fan about a reference here and there, but it is rare.
Okay.
It is about a group of Hispanic drug runners,
Okay.
independent of Sons of Anarchy.
That was kind of my hesitation, honestly. It was just that, I'd never seen Sons of Anarchy, and there's a bunch of seasons of that show. So
Kurt Sutter does a good job of, he's not a Mexican, and he does a good job of asking his other writers and other showrunners to help him in that regard for what it would be like to be a Hispanic outlaw on the border. And he's not that person. So he does a really good job of letting those people have valid input on what it's like to be an outlaw there. And that's what's different about Sons of Anarchy. And kind of cool is that Sons of Anarchy was a bunch of like redneck white guys. And that was the fan base, more or less, was white people.
right.
And these people have now been brought into like a multicultural show. I hope it's a good thing, is what I'm saying. there's too many other good shows on this list for me to fight for it, but I really liked it. I was surprised because I thought it was going to blow. And it's good. It's really good.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mines.
All right.
Wait, how is Fuller House still on here?
You said you wanted to keep it, sir.
And you guys had
I don't
the big,
think I did.
We talked about the Stephanie Tanner and DJ thing, and I think
Yeah,
maybe we just never.
I think
maybe
I
we
said-
never said cut.
Maybe I joked keep, but that's definitely a cut.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
What about the tuna commercial? Can we keep the tuna commercial?
Yeah, let's keep the tuna commercial.
Right.
All right.
Commercial of the year.
Okay, Cody.
It's
All right.
it's garbage. It's a garbage TV show, but for whatever reason, that house, it's specifically the house.
There's
that
just something about
just,
this.
I don't know why, but
So I think I watched like the first 3 episodes of when it came out. And they're already on like what, season 4 or something weird like that. Is there a comet?
there is.
Okay.
His name is Cosmo.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought there was something equal to that. All right. We can move on. What else is on this list?
I can make a really difficult cut if you guys want me to, or if you guys see easy
there's
things.
there's easier ones, I think, right?
Yeah, probably.
I didn't think that American Crime Story was particularly great this year.
Okay. I'm willing to, let's shout out to, what's the kid from, what was that show?
Glee.
Yeah. He won the Golden
He was
Globe.
outstanding, but
That's why I think it needed to be at least wise in this group.
I really, and I've said this a million times to you, Jason, but I really wish that show would have just been in chronological order, and then it would have been 10 times better.
I agree.
It really suffered by having this weird format of going back in time a week or whatever. It was very strange.
Starts out with the assassination of Versace and goes backwards, right?
Yeah, and Versace and his family is barely in most of the show, which is very strange.
Penelope Cruz is excellent.
She is for like the 15 minutes she's in.
Yeah, her
It's
role
so
of Donatella
weird.
Versace, right?
Yeah,
But she's not on the show
Yeah.
very much. Also, Ricky Martin's incredible too,
he is. He's very good. Yeah.
but he's not on it very much.
Yeah.
I would
the
say,
acting's really good. It's just,
and it's what's the actor who played Versace?
I don't remember.
He-
it's a big name, but I can't remember
that
who
guy's
it
name
is.
either. But yeah, the role of Andrew Cunanan, played by the kid from Glee. It's very good for such a complex character. He really, I don't know. Andrew Cunanan was ill, like mentally ill.
Darren Criss.
Darren Criss.
Edgar Ramirez was Gianni Versace. Maybe I was misremembering.
He was
Because
in
I
the
don't know
really
who that
bad
is.
Point Break remake.
Okay.
That's what I recognize him from.
Okay.
Saw it on a plane. Don't judge me.
Hey, sometimes the best, worst movies are seen on a plane.
Get rid of it. It was good and bad in ways.
Okay. If I'm just I'm going back, Link, you'll have to help me out with this. American Dad.
I didn't watch any of this season.
It can't be on this list. As good as it is.
It's still good, but I can't think of like an episode from this past season that I was like, oh man, that one was so good. Like I remember it vividly. I just, for whatever reason, I can't remember it. I mean, it's always good TV, but it's not always like, I would say the season before that was great. This one was just good.
If you're gonna masturbate in this house, do it where everyone else does it. In Steve's bed. What? That's all.
Yeah.
We can cut baskets. I just want to say that Louis Anderson continues to be just absolutely incredible as Christine Baskets, who plays the mom of the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's so good. He was like born to play that role, which is so weird, but he's outstanding in it. And Zach Galifianakis he plays 2 characters in that show, and both of them are really, really good. So
He is shockingly talented.
yeah, he's very talented.
He's not just the dude from The Hangover. He's very talented.
This wasn't the best season of Baskets, but I just wanted to point out that they continue to be very good at what they do. What else do we need to?
See, this is where it gets.
This is
it
where it
does
gets
get
tough,
hard because there's a
because-
lot of good stuff on here.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and cut The Little Drummer Girl because you guys didn't watch.
Can you
that
tell
and
me
I
what that
did.
is? I don't even know what that is.
Do you guys like, and by like I mean appreciate, Michael Shannon?
Michael
sure.
Shannon.
Yeah.
He was also in Boardwalk Empire. I feel like I've talked about that show. Sorry, too much.
He is the guy in The Shape of Water?
Mhm.
Okay, got it.
He's a great bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's always plays a really good bad guy.
Do you guys like Alexander Skarsgård?
Ooh.
You need to give me an example.
He was in True Blood famously.
Yeah, he was
I
Eric
didn't really
Wolfman.
watch True Blood.
And
He was in Big Little Lies. He was
Big
the
Little
husband.
Lies.
He was Nicole Kidman's husband.
I
in Big
didn't
Little
watch
Lies.
Big Little
Oh
Lies.
my god!
So,
anyway.
Tarzan. Did you watch the Tarzan reboot?
It's
movie the other
okay.
years
I can.
ago?
No, I
Eric
didn't.
Northman is a very good-looking man.
yeah,
put it
he
that way.
is.
I say Eric Northman.
Did he?
just 'cause
And he won an award
Alexander
for.
Skarsgård. He won it for Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
Supporting.
I think Best Supporting Actor. I can't remember if it was an Emmy or a Golden Globe. I
Okay.
don't remember which one it was.
Anyway, they're both incredible actors and are really allowed to stretch their wings in this. It's a BBC show, 6 episodes, much like,
BBC had a really good year, by the way.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Strong year for them.
Was it The Night Watchman? Is that what?
The
That was
Night
the one with-
Manager.
Night Manager. Yeah, that was
So-
the one with Hugh Laurie and somebody else. Who was-
Loki.
Oh yeah.
What's
Yeah,
his
Loki.
name?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a
why
good example. Like, it's the same kind of thing, like where you have I think, an underappreciated actor that does this really nice dramatic miniseries for the BBC. Same thing with Skarsgård. Real quick, it's Israeli intelligence officers, a team of them, go into Britain and they recruit a beautiful young woman to be on their team. And her job is to fall in love with a Palestinian terrorist. And so Alexander Skarsgård's character, Gotti, recruits her. She doesn't know that she's being played by him. He then crafts a love story for them about Michelle, the terrorist. And so she's falling for him literally, and he's training her as they fall in love. Then she's brought in, quote unquote, brought in under Michael Shannon's intelligence group, we'll call it. So once she's brought in, she feels betrayed, right? But it ultimately accepts her role in this because it gives her purpose. It gives her a greater purpose, which is to stop terrorism, not just in Britain, but in Europe in general. This greater threat, right? And so while that happens, they're starting to refine the plan, and then she begins to romance the terrorist. The role she played with Skarsgård's character. Are you guys following? Kind of complex.
It's complex.
He recruits her. They're in a relationship, but the relationship is for her and the terrorist, not the intelligence officer, Skarsgård. So she goes out and she's in the relationship, and Skarsgård is watching over her. Gotti is watching over her. And Shannon's character keeps putting her in danger. Well, that's her job, in a way, is to go in and infiltrate this group and to, quote unquote, fall in love with this person. But Gotti can't hold back his feelings for her. So this whole time, Gotti was manipulating her, but she ultimately is the one who manipulated him.
Oh, okay.
So he is doing too much. He's not letting her be. He's watching over her too much, which causes complications because she does her job, which means it's dangerous, which puts herself in danger. And to Michael Shannon's character, she is an asset that is somewhat expendable.
This is totally a you show.
But Gotti,
This is absolutely a Jason show.
Gotti doesn't see her that way. He should see her that way. It's his job to see her that way because he recruited her to manipulate her to then go be with this guy. But he can't. And so things get complex from there. And it's very good. It's a good spy show. It's a good spy thriller.
The dangerous relationship.
Yeah.
That's Jason's wheelhouse right there.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. There's some Homeland and Bodyguard in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
some Americans. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah. So I think that show is very good, but you guys didn't watch it, so it's got to go.
Oh, it doesn't have to.
I don't think that I can make, as I look at the rest of this list.
Okay.
You don't.
I
You seeing
can't.
other things you want to fight for,
Right. Yeah.
and you don't see where it makes a top 10.
There's just too much stuff.
Yeah.
In a similar way to what you guys were saying about American Dad, I think we can cut It's Always Sunny, which had a lot of really great episodes, but none that I can like hang my hat on to tell you about.
How many seasons is this?
I think this is like 13, 12 or
Yeah,
13.
it's one of
and
those, yeah,
it's going to
it's-
keep going for a
it's
while.
one of those, I think, some of these comedy shows, it's like once they've gotten past like season 5, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's still just good.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the same when you look at Family Guy and American
Yeah,
Dad.
Family Guy's a bad example.
Well, you know what? I would say Family Guy this year, so
Family
far
Guy
this
was
fall,
okay.
has done okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
American Dad is kind of just one of those like I expect it to be good, and I
Right.
expect it, and it never fails me. South Park, I've been disappointed in South Park.
This season I dropped South Park finally because I was so disappointed this season. The Integrity Farms episode specifically is where I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
You know, the funny thing, yeah, I would say, because I keep sticking through it, I would say the last few episodes were really good, but the first half of that season was a real shit show.
Yep.
But
It's like, and I always watched them like with my buddies after drinking, and I still wasn't laughing at the show. That's a bad sign.
yeah. Yeah, it happens.
Anyway.
That's fine. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else. I feel like because of you guys haven't watched it. Like I feel like Marvelous Miss Maisel has to go, but it's really freaking good.
I
Won a
really
ton of
like
awards.
that. That first season is great, and
And
I've been
as I say, I mean, the first season's great, and the second season, I will say that the first 2 episodes, I was like, man, this show fell off hard.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then all of a sudden it picked right back up and was just as good as the first season, if not better.
I just want to say Tony Shalhoub might be my favorite actor. Like,
wait till he goes full Tony
Oh,
Shalhoub
really?
in the
Okay.
second
All right.
season. Oh my god, it starts
so
to hit
good.
the fan really bad
Okay.
for Tony Shalhoub. Like it's really
Yep.
good. Like
he'll say something and then leave the room and then let it breathe for just a second and then come back in and say something else and do that like 4 times oh my god, I love that.
That's the thing. So yeah, the first season you're just kind of set up. Yeah, he's got his quirks and everything else. Yeah, second season they start bad things start to happen
Okay.
for Mr. or whatever his name is. What is
Weissman?
Weissman, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Weissman, yeah, that's right.
Abe Weissman.
Weissman, yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm.
This is not
it
a
hurts
Jason
to
show
cut it.
because it's a feel good show, and I know you don't like to feel good.
Not interested.
I wouldn't say it's a lot of. I mean,
Well, the first season is.
yeah,
everything generally works
Everything
out.
generally works out. In the
Well,
end.
everything for her works out, right? Like not everything
No,
for
not
everybody
everybody.
works
And it's
out,
not
but
like, there's not like massive traumatic things.
the characters that you care about, good things generally happen to them. I'm not,
It's quirky too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of weird quirky stuff in there because it's the 50s and
Yep.
yeah. So
the good guys get their due and the bad guys get their comeuppance generally. So,
yeah, that's to say. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I just don't know if we're looking at this list if
yeah, and I can't say anything about season 2.
So, yeah,
that was my
that's-
original plan, was to watch some of that tonight before you came over, but I had to finish Bodyguard. So
yeah, you had to finish Bodyguard. I'm happier that you finished Bodyguard than because if you would have watched the first 2 episodes of the season, you would have said, it's not very
Okay.
good. So that worked out better for you.
I'm glad you said that the sun prepared for season 2.
Yeah, be prepared for the first couple episodes
Okay.
to be kind of a dud.
All right.
Okay. All right, it's gone. Let's see what else is left here. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen. Caleb, you and I, what are our thoughts on American Vandal, and does it make a top 10?
Oh, I love American Vandal.
I do
this season.
too.
I don't think it's nearly as good as the first season, which is
yeah.
probably one of my favorite like complete seasons of any show ever.
I think because the second season is because we knew what was coming. At the same time, they did a hell of a lot better job with character development,
Yeah.
and which is weird to say in a mockumentary.
Right. Yeah.
And
Just the what was the basketball player's name?
I forget his name.
Just his arc is so good in
It
season
is.
2.
Oh.
Jason, do you know the premise of American Vandal season 2?
Yes. The poop trader.
The poop bandit, yeah.
Well, it wasn't. Oh, what was his name? It wasn't
The poop bandit, wasn't it?
Was it the
No.
poop trader?
No, it wasn't the perpetrator. It was
Oh.
shit. What was it? Oh god, what was it? It was not the perpetrator. I believe I'm currently following them on Instagram. Hold on. Let me check out.
That's an actual account. Of course it is.
It is an actual.
Of course it
account,
is.
on there. I'd have to go through here and see. Go ahead and keep talking.
Well,
about it,
I would just say, and I'm going to spoil this right now, but it was kind of refreshing after season 1 of them not actually concluding anything to have a full, complete picture of what happened in season 2. They actually do answer that, which is nice. Season 1, that'd be the one downfall of season 1 is you don't get a great conclusion.
Yeah, they leave it up to like you to decide.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the turd burglar.
The turd burglar.
Of course.
The turd burglar.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there was multiple three turd burglar incidents, and
The turd burglar mastermind, and it's all over the place, and it's so good.
Yeah, it was
The horchata.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the horchata. Like, why did you serve him the horchata?
He always says horchata.
Yeah, because there was somebody who gave up, like in the first episode. They turned themselves in the first episode.
Yeah, but it's a making a murderer situation. It's a false confession that was coerced. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So there was all kinds of people involved, and why was this guy?
Well, it was kind of a false confession.
Kind of,
He was.
I know.
Yeah, he was involved a little bit,
yeah.
but not as much as he confessed to.
No, right.
But anyway, we should stop.
How long are
spoiling
those?
this.
How long are those episodes? I forget.
30 to 40.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not super long.
And there's what, 7
Yeah,
episodes?
it's
maybe?
pretty.
and it's the
easy to
same
get through.
2 students.
Yeah.
A different spot.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
they do a whole meta
Right.
layer or two of like Netflix called us to do another. Yeah,
I like
they
that.
do that. Yep.
Okay, good for those kids.
Yeah. But Netflix did not renew it for season 3, so
know.
it's up in the air right now. If hopefully somebody else snatches that up. Hulu, we're counting on you.
I know. Yeah.
Shouts to Hulu.
Yeah, we can cut
eight
that, though.
episodes was what it ended up being.
We can cut that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I really enjoy that show, but like if you hold it up to the quality of some of the other stuff on here, it doesn't.
It just doesn't hang. But
Yeah.
I was thoroughly entertained. If you want to put it that way.
Okay, so the top of our list right now is Atlanta, which we're keeping. I'm just taking a quick
Gander.
look at what is still on this list. Can we sort this again? Can somebody sort this again?
Yeah, Jason, if you want to hit the sort button here.
Oh, we can. Goblin Slayer can go. Goblin Slayer is it's one of the only, that and Laid Back Camp were the only 2 anime that I finished from 2018. But it's just like it's just very good action anime. There's kind of a meta layer to it too, but I mean, you can read into it as much as you want. It's basically like this guy who, if you think of like an NPC in a video game or like a D&D campaign or whatever, like what do those NPCs do when they're not in the game?
Yeah.
So this guy is literally Goblin Slayer. He hunts goblins. That's all he does. That's the only quests he ever takes are to kill goblins. But there's a whole backstory to him. He teams up with a bunch of other people to go hunt goblins, and it's a really compelling story. There's a fight in the second to last episode that's just second to none in terms of quality for anime. It's really good.
Network for that?
It's Japanese anime, so I watched it on Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Tokyo MX or one
Sure.
of those networks.
I've long looked for an anime, so maybe I'll give that a shot.
Yeah,
it's
12 episodes.
12?
And yeah, they're 20 minutes each.
Subs, of course.
Yeah. Yep.
Try Voltron instead.
There might actually be a dub for it. I'm not sure, but subs for sure. Subs is how I watched
Yeah.
it.
So are you willing to say goodbye to that?
Yeah, we can let it go.
Okay.
If anybody doesn't have any more hard cuts to make, should we make some hard locks?
I can maybe cut one more. I'm really not happy about it though.
Well, do we need to? I don't know. Do we?
Where you
wanna
at
do
with you guys?
I could cut that,
You could cut it.
but if you want to make a case for it, I thought it was fine.
I think it was fine too.
I thought it started way better than it ended. It started really strong.
I think if they would have, I don't know what has compelled them to do a second season.
There's a second season?
Yes. You did. I mean, did
How?
you see the ending? Did you watch the last episode?
I did, and now I'm second guessing because I thought it ended
When did you
pretty
watch it?
conclusively. I watched it when it was on Lifetime still. So
It was on Lifetime?
yeah, it originally aired on Lifetime. Then, and it got, nobody watched it, except for me and a couple other people on Reddit. And then, it got picked up by Netflix, and then everyone in the world suddenly watched it.
Okay. Boy, do we want to hit
So
that?
it
Do we
was,
wanna hit
it was
that spoiler
months
then?
ago. I mean, you can, because I obviously don't remember it.
Okay, so
Well, but the girl dies, right?
yeah, but at the very end, his ex comes that we thought had died in Italy.
Oh, okay.
Comes back and she's like, and basically is just like, kind of just told him to fuck off or whatever.
Because it's presumed the whole time you're thinking that he killed his ex as well,
right.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, she's alive, and yeah, it's been renewed for a second season.
All right, that does make sense. I forgot about the ex coming back. Honestly, it's been
Yeah.
a while since I've seen that.
Huh? Yeah. Anywho, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, we can go ahead and cut it. That's fine. You guys are gonna feel more
Yeah, I feel much more
stronger
passionate about
other
a lot of this
things
stuff.
on here. I'm very curious what you have to say about Joe Pera Talks with You and
Okay.
why it's still on this list.
Yeah. So Joe Pera, do you know who Joe Pera is?
For whatever reason, he sounds like a racist sheriff from Arizona, but I think that's a different Joe.
That is not Joe Pera. I don't know who you're thinking of, but that's not Joe. Is that?
I'm going to have to Google this and find
Yep.
out what that guy's name is because I'm pretty sure that was close to his name. But go ahead.
Joe Pera is a comedian. He's very soft spoken, probably a little bit autistic, but I find him to be one of the funniest people on the planet. He's so deadpan and dry. It's incredible how he keeps that. I think that might just be his personality, and that's how he can keep a straight face. But the show is the reason I like it so much. First of all, they're 15-minute episodes, so you guys should at least
Adult
watch.
Swim.
It's on Adult Swim. Yeah, you should just check one out at some point. Okay. He is very socially awkward, but that's not what the show is. So normally you think of a socially awkward person on a TV show, you think of like Michael Scott, where everybody is making fun of him. Everybody's talking about him behind his back. The show is the exact opposite of that. He is equally as awkward as Michael Scott, but everyone in the show is super supportive of him.
Okay.
So like, for instance, he goes to a wedding, and he's like, he has a lot of monologues one-to-one with the camera. And he's talking like, he's so like nervous. He wants to go dance, but he doesn't know how to dance. And like, he's just really nervous about this. And one of the people at the wedding just comes over and they say, "Hey, Joe, come dance with us." And basically like, force him, not force, but like coax him to come on the dance floor. And he starts dancing and it's awful. I mean, it's exactly what you'd imagine it would be. But then, and this is the spot in the show where you think, okay, now everyone's going to laugh and it's going to be funny. Nope. Everyone's like, "Joe, you're awesome. This is great. It's a good job." And he's smiling and he gets a girl to dance with him and you feel really good for him. It's really good. It's very warm and uplifting.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it a top 10 show of the year?
It's probably not a top 10 show of the year.
It's well considered.
It is on my top 10 list, but this is not
this is
not
10, yeah.
Yep, this is not a show that I think represents you guys at all. It's also like, it's the perfect like anti-Adult Swim show, and it's on Adult Swim.
Okay.
Like paired up with everything else on Adult Swim that's super cynical and
over the top
and and brash. This is exactly the opposite of that. So it's I really appreciate that show, and sometimes if I'm in a bad mood, I'll just watch an episode of that.
So the racist sheriff from Arizona's name is Joe Aparo.
Aparo, right?
So very close. Joe Aparo versus
sure.
Joe Pera.
Yeah.
I think that's why when I looked at this, I was like, "What the hell are you watching?" 'Cause
There's an episode where he just goes to a diner and he asks everyone what they're ordering for breakfast, and that's the whole show. It's it's great. It's
okay.
It's perfect.
Interesting.
I'm kind of disappointed that I haven't seen it.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah,
it's kind of one of those
tonight.
I don't think I've really properly watched Adult Swim in a while. It's kind of one of those. If the Adult Swim shows that I do watch, I think I just pull them up on Hulu and watch them, and that's so.
I'm scarred from that one episode of Super Jail I watched.
Super Jail's terrible.
I watched one episode.
I couldn't even get through one
That's-
episode.
I will never be the same.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I may have died and not know it.
I remember the day because you changed completely. So yeah, I was trying to think if I don't know if I have anything else I can cut, and I'm sorry, but I don't have much left on this list, to be honest.
There, the only things left on this list that I didn't particularly care for, I think you guys will feel very strong about. So,
Okay. Interesting.
how many are we have left?
What are we down to? Let's see. We're down. Just I'm going to rattle them off: Atlanta,
13.
Barry, Better Call Saul, Bodyguard, Escape at Dannemora, Get Shorty, Glow, Joe Parrott. Oh, yeah, Joe. Sorry, that one's gone. Killing Eve, Sharp Objects, Succession, The Americans, The Deuce, The Good Place.
Don't make me take Succession off this list.
Okay,
I wish I
Succession
would've
is
had
the
time
one-
to watch it.
Is that the record label one, or am I thinking of something separate?
Are you thinking of Empire?
I think you're thinking of Empire. Yeah.
I don't know what Succession is. Tell me what Succession is.
Pretty sure that's a completely different genre.
Oh yeah.
Is Terrence Howard in this? No. Tajari P. Henson? No.
Sorry,
This has tickled him.
That's not even close.
Caleb, I'm white. I don't know. I
Oh God! All right.
Is this the one where like 15 people live in the same house? Oh, that's Fuller House.
38:24. I have to edit out.
I am white.
We are white.
So, speaking of white, this is about white people,
Okay.
white rich people.
Rich white people. Got it.
Okay, so Succession is about it's a pretend Viacom. So Brian Cox, legendary actor Brian Cox,
Brian
plays
Cox, please give me a reference. No. Okay.
The sheriff from
Super
Super Troopers.
Fava Coffee.
Seriously?
Seriously, that's Brian Cox. yeah.
Okay.
Agamemnon from Troy.
I was like,
That's when
I figured it was like, that's probably
Yeah.
the easiest reference you're gonna have.
Okay.
Are you picturing him, Brian
Yeah.
Cox?
And
So-
I'm trying to imagine him in a serious role.
He was also
Oh
the,
my God.
Wasn't he the voice of the Watcher in Manhunt?
Yes, Starkweather.
Oh,
was the name of that
Yeah, I
character.
couldn't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, what is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He is incredible. So
I'm still
You've
laughing
got-
at Empire.
you've got he's there you go. You got him. You picture him. You got him.
Yeah, got him. Yeah.
So he is. You've got fictitious Viacom, and he has 4 children, and they are ultra wealthy, like Oprah rich.
Okay.
He in the first episode is reworking his will and the structure of the company. It's Empire.
It is
It's
Empire,
It's white
man.
Empire.
Every time you keep talking about it, I'm just like,
Like, wait a minute, this is Empire. Like,
Okay.
this is just replaced record label with TV station.
His son Kendall has been announced as the heir to the throne. So Kendall is the heir with the flair, as they keep calling him in the first episode. He's a younger guy, a recovering drug addict, who has been managing all of their operations over in Japan. He comes back over to succeed. They have a plan ready to go. They have an announcement ready to go. And the day of the announcement, Brian Cox's character changes his mind and reworks everyone's position in the company and in his will, and takes power away from Kendall.
so is the show like revealing why that happens?
So the thing that happens at the end of the episode is that he has a brain event and he goes into a coma. And so he's reworked everything, but no one knows if he was of sound mind when he reworked it.
Ah.
And so when he goes into the coma, the company is up for grabs between all of the siblings.
Okay.
He, throughout the first season, regains his health. And it's really weird because you never know if he's quite with it. And he's such a good actor that you can't tell.
Okay.
And so he'll have a scene where he's really with it. And he just eviscerates someone. He takes them apart with his words. And then the next, he'll wake up in the middle of the night and piss on his rug. And he does it because he doesn't know where he's at. So you never really know if he's of sound mind or not. You never know. and the show is mostly about him and then his son Kendall, who I've never seen in a show before. I don't even know the actor's name. He's pissed off because he was about to inherit this corporation, and he feels like his dad is not of sound mind, and he's working backwards. So they're going digital. The Kendall's initiative is like, we got to get out of old television, and his dad's like, no, we're gonna swallow up small networks. So it's ripped from the headlines in the way that I can't remember what the company is that owns all of the local news media.
Sinclair.
Thank you. So it's that they play the role of Sinclair, and his father acquires all of the local TV, while Kendall wants to go into digital. Come to find out, he bought all of the local TV for a power play with the president. But Kendall didn't see that play. Kendall was worried about the future and where media is going, and digital. My father is going to sink this company. He's not of sound mind. Meanwhile, he's making a political play, which seems to be actually a very smart decision. So all of that happens while Kendall is a recovering addict. His father just beats him down to the point that he relapses late into the first season. All the while, his siblings are jockeying for position against him, but they're not as smart as Kendall. Like, they're very smart, but even drug-addled Kendall is still just a monochrome smarter than they are. But the problem is Kendall's still not as smart as his dad.
Macaulay Culkin's brother's one of those siblings.
Kieran
Kieran Culkin.
He is incredible in
He
that
got
show.
a Golden Globe for that, didn't he?
I don't know.
I
think
don't know.
so. I'm not sure.
Also, you didn't tell me that Stuart Bondek was in this. Alan Ruck.
Alan Ruck.
I don't know who
He
that
plays a
is either.
spoiled rotten. He's like he doesn't want anything to do with the company. He just wants to collect money. He's also married to not married. He's in a relationship with a prostitute, and he keeps proposing to her, and she doesn't accept.
Oh,
It's super awkward.
What network is this?
HBO.
Oh, it's HBO. Okay.
This show is fucking incredible. Like
It's 11 episodes, right?
if we cut it, like, it will be my most unfortunate cut that we make off of this list.
It's one that I've wanted to take the time and watch. I really have. It's just...
You make choices. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's finding a time for everything.
I don't know how to, like, without totally spoiling it, I don't want to know how to extol its virtues.
Would you rather cut Killing Eve?
Yes.
Then let's do that.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's another really good show.
Yeah.
I like Succession way better.
The more I sleep on Killing Eve, I think the less I like it. I was mesmerized by the performances in there. Sandra Oh is incredible.
Well-deserved Golden Globe.
Yeah. But the more that time passes, the more I realize that the story wasn't as great as I initially thought it might be. I'm really curious to see what they do for season 2. I really want to know what they do for season 2.
I like that show a lot.
Yeah.
I can't cape up the way for that show than I can for other shows on this list.
The scene with what's her name in the show, Jodie Comer and Sandra Oh in the kitchen with the knife, you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That scene right there almost pushes it into a list. It almost makes it a lock, but if you feel really strongly about Succession, I feel strongly, but I don't feel like I need to lock Killing Eve, so we can cut that instead.
Do you feel...
No.
Yes, Villanelle.
Man, I've never seen that actress in anything before.
She hasn't been in anything before.
The way that she, whatever disconnect she has with reality and the way she plays that, like, she's like an assassin with Asperger's.
Yeah.
A bisexual assassin with Asperger's. Like, she's a really interesting character.
She's like extremely manipulative but also extremely skilled. Like, just perfect combination of stuff to be an assassin.
And a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, because she doesn't have feelings.
Yeah.
That show is great. I would rather see Succession on this
sure.
list.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's do it.
Speaking of things that only one of us saw, Get Shorty.
Oh, yeah. Are we not at 10 yet?
No.
Damn.
Sorry.
Because I was kind of hoping we could sneak that one on there, but...
well, I mean, that's to say, do you feel as passionately about Get Shorty as Jason does about Succession?
No. Get Shorty is...
And is there other things on this list that you would say should go below it?
The only things that I mean, I hate to bury the lead here, but the only things that I would say personally below Get Shorty for me would be The Americans, just because I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
And I know you guys love it, but Bodyguard. So how many do we have?
We're at 12
We're
right
at 12.
now.
So we have to cut 2. Man, I don't want to cut any of these. Because I know you guys are very high on both of those that I just mentioned.
What did you say before Bodyguard?
The Americans.
The Americans.
The Americans can't come off this
No,
list.
it cannot come off this list.
I kind of figured that's the way you'd feel.
And
I think I don't like The Americans. I gave it such a shot. I just don't like that show.
that's fair. I mean, you gave it a shot. You didn't.
I watched a season and a half and it did nothing for me. I don't know why. Like, everybody loves that show and I don't know why. For me, it was when I was looking at my shows that I needed to watch, that I quote unquote needed to watch.
Right. Yeah.
And clicking on it and saying, "Oh, I don't want to watch this." I was like, I should just drop this. Why don't I just drop this show?
It's my Stardew Valley.
Yeah. And a subtle hint there, huh? You're just waiting for an opportunity to drop that in. I can tell. But man, I don't know. I don't know what else to cut.
I think we'll have to see where that. I think Jason and I are we're gonna push that to definitely be top 10.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it falls, but I would think it's probably gonna fall pretty high. But we'll have to keep into account your feelings on it.
Should we cut The Good Place?
Oh, this was okay. So what all was this year? Just so we're for
The Janet's episode was in 2018, and that episode by itself.
yeah. Because I was just trying to remember what all was part of 2018.
What's the actress's name?
The Janet?
Yeah,
I forget her name.
It's I know this. I can't think of it right now. But Jason, just for context here, there was an actress for one episode. She plays every character on the show.
Whoa.
Yeah, and she nails it. Like, she does everybody's mannerisms and vocal inflections and everything. Perfect. Like, she's dressed up like Darcy Carden is her name.
Okay, yeah, because
She dresses up like the character and talks just like them. It's
so basically
so
she's
good.
like an Android, like Google Assistant kind of person. That's her entire role on the show. And so anytime everybody has a question about anything, they can just ask Janet, and she shows up. But she also ends up in a relationship with one of them, even though she's like, I don't even know what she is. Like, she looks like a human, but nobody really knows exactly what she is. But she's basically a computer at the same time. And there's good Janets and there's bad Janets, because there's the good place and the bad place.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And so it's
and there's also neutral
there's a
Janet.
neutral Janet. Yeah, I forgot about neutral Janet, who just has no inflection at all. She is just neutral Janet. But yeah.
You guys tell me, does it belong
I really
on
like
this
the good
list?
place
It's
a
the
lot.
best.
It's the best
It's
comedy
the
on
best
TV.
comedy on TV. But is it?
Where you at versus Get Shorty, Kevin?
We could cut Get Shorty. I mean, we got to cut 2, so
I know.
Get Shorty's got to come off this list. But man, for being on Epix, which is a channel I didn't even know existed.
Oh, Epix is a really weird thing. Yeah, like and I think there's a Snatch show that's on there too.
Crackle.
Oh, it's on Crackle. Sorry, I got my Epix and Crackle confused.
You got your weird networks mixed
I got
up
my
there.
Weird online.
Ray Romano, like, I didn't. He
You
is
guys seen Get
so
Shorty?
good. Yes.
Okay.
He is so good, and he's also in The Big Sick.
Big Sick. I was like, what did
Yeah.
I see him in recently that I was like, oh,
You're like, whoa, Ray Romano can act.
I was
Jeez.
like, oh, he's not talking like this. Oh.
Well, he
that's-
kind of does in Get Shorty though.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of goes back into that, but
You guys remember when Ray Romano, Harold Ramis, and Kermit the Frog were all in the same room? Couldn't understand either of them. Many of them. Sorry.
Don't know what it was.
But him and Chris O'Dowd, who's from the IT Crowd,
Oh yeah.
who I didn't expect he could act either. He's the main character in
Chris
the show.
O'Dowd's an interesting character in general. I
Yeah.
always feel like he's kind of up and down. Like, I either really love him in things or I hate him.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I will say the second season, which is what we would be evaluating here for this, is weaker than the first season. So I'm okay letting it go. I just discovered this show, so I watched both seasons this year. But we can let it go. It's a surprisingly, like, well acted and really, really well developed story on a network that I didn't even know existed, which is why it's here for me. It would be another one that would be my personal top 10, but it's not going to make this list.
We're at 11, guys.
I know. Okay.
Atlanta, Barry, Better Call Saul, Bodyguard, Escape at Dannemora, Glow, Sharp Objects, Succession, The Americans, The Deuce, The Good Place.
I think we either got to cut Succession or The Good Place. Right?
You guys are still up on The Deuce?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
The Deuce is great.
Yeah, I tried it the first season. I watched half the season, and I was just like, I really just do not like Maggie Gyllenhaal. There's something I just never really cared for her in anything, and I just didn't really care for the show that much either, obviously. But that's yeah.
I think it had a really strong season.
I think it's one of the best shows on TV.
Yeah,
it's one of the best shows I'm currently watching.
I had to ask you guys what you thought about it. Same
Spoilers, they killed my favorite character.
Sorry. They killed the shit out of that motherfucker.
That might be the best line in TV this year.
What is it, Black Frankie?
Black Frankie.
He walks in, y'all killed the shit out of this motherfucker. It's so good.
All right, so maybe let's do a hard look at just like what are definite locks. Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yes. Barry.
Yes.
Yes. Better Call Saul.
Yes.
Bodyguard.
That one's on you guys because it's okay.
I don't know how strong your feelings are about this.
I like that show a lot.
I felt like the way that your reactions were when you came in today made me feel like you were strong on this, but maybe I misread that.
I really do like that show. I just the rest of this list, I could see it going.
I have no idea what the hell Escape at Dannemora is.
Okay.
I have no idea what it is.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Escape at Dannemora is on Showtime. It was a miniseries.
True story.
7 parts, I want to say.
7.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's based on a true story of 2 prisoners in upstate New York that escaped from prison.
So Way Out.
That wasn't in New York, was it? But also they do it with the help of one of the workers in the jail, who also she's played by Patricia Arquette,
who won a Golden Globe the other night.
Okay, yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I don't like Patricia Arquette either.
She's fantastic in that. She plays a vile, disgusting person in that show.
Oh, okay. Well, I might actually like her in that thing because
every character in that you hate every character in that show. Every character is awful.
Okay.
Every single character is. There is no good. Well, I guess Lyle's the good guy, right?
Yeah, but he's
kind of
he stole Tilly.
He's the one that had an affair with her in the first place.
Right.
So
even he is culpable.
Yeah. So everybody on that show is a scumbag.
Maybe her son.
Yeah, he's not really a character.
I'm
much.
digging the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah.
It is the thing I love about that. It's directed by Ben Stiller, comedian.
Really?
Yeah. And
he does great, too.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
I like that you prefaced it with comedian, like I didn't know who Ben Stiller was.
Well,
I feel like Ben Stiller,
didn't
comedian,
finish.
like I don't
get to finish.
I'm just laughing about it.
A comedian who is doing a dramatic director debut.
Mm.
There's a very real, raw, gritty. Maybe it's because it's a true story, but Ben Stiller does a really good job of these people are slumming it.
Yep.
They are poor people making bad choices.
Every time they show their house, you want to just clean it up because you're like, ugh, this place sucks.
Yeah, it's not well taken care of home, and the prison is run down. There's cockroaches all over the place.
Yeah.
It's shot in a real prison, and it's a real story. And there's just a certain amount of uncomfortable, hard to watch grit that Ben Stiller brings to that show.
He did a few too many long takes for me. He did a lot of those, multiple per episode. But
there's a lot of bloviating.
I think overall he did a very good job for this is his debut, right? Directing.
I think so.
So yeah, excellent.
Benicio del Toro's in it. Did we tell him that?
Mm.
You told okay.
No, you didn't say that. I was trying to think of a bad Ben Stiller movie that he may have directed, and I can't remember what the name of it is. The one where he ends up the preview where he ends up playing basketball and he gets his face shoved.
Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly. Yeah, I don't know. I just
my favorite Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's it.
Is that it?
You got it.
He's only been dead a few years.
May rest in peace. Jeez.
No, I mean,
taken too soon.
it was one of those. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was about, and I don't know how passionate you guys feel about it. So
No,
that's
I would much rather have that in this list than Bodyguard. But I don't. Jason, you've seen both of those. How do you feel compared? Those two compared against each other.
I like Bodyguard a lot, but I think this is going to sound weird. I think I enjoyed watching Bodyguard more, but I think Dannemora is better.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. For me, Bodyguard it's the same thing with the Americans. Is there's just long stretches that I just didn't like. It just got boring to me.
Yeah, there's parts of that's why I told you about episode 2 of Bodyguard. I was like, there was a point in time when Bodyguard, when I was watching, I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
The second half of episode 2 and the first half of episode 3, I was just like,
right.
I don't want to watch this.
I don't want to watch this anymore.
This is
and
boring.
I think I was just sitting there on my phone, and all of a sudden a shot came out, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, and then I got back into it.
The scene, every scene when they're in an office, I didn't like. Every scene where they were outside of an office, I really liked.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of, and like, especially in that, and that's probably what it was set up for. Was there was a lot of sitting in the car and talking in that section in the late episode 2, early episode 3, which is in turn what set you up for the just complete shock when the entire car just turns into a bloodbath from like.
I think all that stuff is really strong.
It is.
And the last episode is extremely strong.
It's crazy.
Which I don't know if, I mean, since you just watched it.
I literally watched it probably half an hour before you showed up.
And the fact that you're not like too up on it after watching that last episode even is kind of telling of
even
what
that
your
last
thoughts.
episode, I had sections in it where I was just like, all right, now you got to explain everything that just happened because it's not really clear. All right.
There was a lot of I don't even know what you call it.
Exposition.
And because you just never really knew who was doing what. And I still am not even 100% sure even after it's over. I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't the Secretary of State's, the guy who kind of masterminded the whole thing is still in place, right? The Prime Minister resigned.
I don't even know how it shook out, and I just watched it. So.
Right. And that, like, my wife and I watched it last night too, and she was like, no, that guy resigned. I'm like, no, the Prime Minister resigned, not the Secretary of State.
I think you're right.
So that guy is still in power, even though he was kind of the one who...
The runner of, what's his name? Longfellow? Is it Longfellow?
Longcross.
Richard Longcross. Yes.
Longcross.
Yeah.
Longcross he got out, and then the guy from what was it? Not the Secret Service. What do they call it? They call it the SS.
The security
services.
P.S. Bud.
Yes.
The security services guy. That guy was still in power, and the guy who took over for Julia was still in power, but everybody else got booted out.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So it was like you won, but you didn't, and
which season 2 maybe, I don't know.
I don't know if there's
who knows.
I think there will be a season 2 from the rumors, but
I mean the guy does an incredible job, and now I understand why he won Best Actor for that.
I'm having a hard time as we talk about it. I'm having say what you will about the ups and downs of the story, and I do think that is well thought out, and I understand what you mean. Richard Madden is so good. Like, he's so good.
I agree with that.
He's barely holding it together, and I really do believe that character has severe PTSD and is managing it as best he can.
The scene where he chokes her out, that's really powerful because you can totally believe that.
And at the end where he finally goes and gets help.
He just goes and sits down.
And he sits down, and when he finally says it for the first time, like, I really believe him. Like, I really, like, that is... I'm having
his arc kind of wrapped up a little too neatly too. I thought, like, get back together with the wife, and then
she was like, "I'm gonna go see my mom."
Yeah,
you want to come with? Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I kind of did like. I know. I was like, oh, really? Like, you guys both were cheating on each other the whole time. Like,
you just had a bomb strapped to your chest a week ago. Yeah. And now you're on a car ride with the kids.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
That's also British television too. Maybe that's a thing.
Can we cut that one then?
I don't know. What
I don't see anything else on this list that I want to cut.
You guys are convinced that The Good Place stays?
Is this me having to cut The Good Place or Bodyguard?
No.
I have a feeling that's what this is.
No, because I want Caleb to.
Okay. I was about to say something, but then I realized I watched a lot of shows. So I was about to say I already cut some things, so maybe I could get some support, but that just could be because I watched a lot of shows. So that's not necessarily fair. But I do think we're between Bodyguard, Succession, and The Good Place right now as our final
Succession.
cut. Logan.
I wish I would have watched it.
Yeah, I kind of do too. No,
I really wish I would have watched it.
I think it's better than several shows on this list, but you guys didn't watch it.
What do you think is better then? Just be honest.
Just rattle off.
Escape from Dannemora, Bodyguard, Glow, The Deuce.
If you think it's better than Bodyguard, we should cut Bodyguard.
Well, but Logan wants Bodyguard on this list. I feel good about that too.
You feel good about it being on the list, but at the same time, are we just making a concession just to make a concession just so I can have something on a list? I don't want to do that.
There's a bunch of stuff on here that you'd have too. It's not like this is the last show on the list.
No, I definitely have very little on this list. Let's put it that way. But I knew that going into
I would rather see The Good Place on this list than Bodyguard. I'll put it that way.
How many shows? 1, 2, 3.
I have 6.
5, 6.
Jason, you have 10 of 11, and Caleb has 9 of 11.
Well, then I should cut Succession.
It's not about who wins it's not about who gets the most or anything else. It's not about that.
I feel you. I think you're trying to make the right call, but at the same time, I feel like that's a stronger candidate than some of the other shows on the list.
Who gets to be number 11, I guess, is the question here. And
it's really just those three. It's Bodyguard, Succession, and The Good Place.
Right. Yeah. And the only reason Succession is in this discussion is because we didn't watch it.
Right.
I don't know how to solve that.
I don't know either.
But you said it yourself. You think the Succession is better than Bodyguard.
I do.
Right. So then by default, I think this falls off. My only question is what was part of The Good Place in 2018?
It's a good question. Because I don't remember. Because it would have been a split season.
Right, and I don't remember if it was a spring fall season or it was season 2 and season 3 aired. The first part of season 3 aired.
Yes.
Here, and the last part of season 2 would have aired in 2018. Because there's it's like if
I'm
looking it up real quick because we're so let's see, season 2, the last half of season 2 was in 2018. So Leap to Faith was the first episode.
What was the final episode called?
Somewhere Else.
Oh, right.
The burrito was right before that.
Yeah,
I think that one's probably a little more memorable.
Oh, but there's like Jeremy Bearimy was this year.
Yeah, Jeremy Bearimy was real good. The Ballad of Donkey Doug.
Yeah. So, Jason, in The Good Place, time does not go in a straight line. It loops around itself several times, and it actually forms the shape of the words Jeremy Bearimy in cursive.
Oh my!
There's even there's a dot over the I. They say, "What's the dot? What does that signify?" And Janet says, "That's Tuesday, but also sometimes March or something like that."
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that kind of humor.
Yeah, there's
we don't have the rest of the stuff. I mean, Glow is somewhat feel good, but there's not another feel good show on this list.
I don't know. You guys gotta solve this one.
All right. If Bodyguard's gotta go, Bodyguard's gotta go. I think it's a great show. I think we said our piece about it, and there's just only enough room for 10.
Yep.
Sorry, P.S. Bud. I love you.
I think that's the right call.
I
really, really, really like that show.
I'm more just shocked that some of these other shows that you guys continue to think are really great. I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad shows. I'm more just surprised that they are still holding.
Yeah, I guess.
Like Better Call Saul. Like I'm really shocked that show is still good.
Oh, it's incredible.
Like I'm just. It's not that I say it's a bad show because I've never given it a shot. I'm more just surprised that it's actually still great and good for that show.
Yeah.
So
it's unbelievable. It's right there with Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back to put these all in order.
Yep, to declare the TV show of the year.
Back to crown our TOTY of the year.
That was when it gets brutal.
I know. Well, I felt like that. I think it was brutal cutting some of the last few.
When we got down to like 15, I felt like it was tough to cut stuff.
But moving these in the right order, I think, is going to be harder. Last year was easy. I felt like put them in order.
This year, I don't remember.
Well, I think there was a clear cut number one last year, and that was
there is this year too. But
I think there's two.
I think Jason and I might agree, and then you're going to be left in the dust.
I don't know about that. We might all agree.
Well, maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not.
All right.
I think there's a show that we all liked.
Okay. All right. Let's run through those top 10 again. That is Atlanta, Barry, Better Call Saul, Escape at Dannemora, Glow, Sharp Objects, Succession, The Americans, The Deuce, and The Good Place. I feel like The Good Place kind of has to go at number 10.
I was going to say Succession.
I was going to say Succession The Good Place would have to go 10 and 9.
I agree with that.
Just for the fact of where they ended up.
Yeah. I feel like instead of the Caleb Memorial 10th place game, we need the Jason Memorial 10th place TV show.
Okay, so all right. So
you get my spot.
Succession is 10, Good Place is 9. All right, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. Let's see. All right, so we've got Atlanta, Barry, Better Call Saul, Escape at Dannemora, Glow, Sharp Objects, The Americans, The Deuce. While I feel like The Americans should be higher, I know Caleb doesn't like it.
I didn't watch the last season though, so.
Jason, what are your thoughts? Do you think it should go higher, even considering?
I think it should. What about Caleb? What about The Deuce at number 8?
I'm looking at the list.
We need to get you a mount.
Caleb observing the list.
I don't want to see The Americans this low at all. I was just going based on.
Oh, are you saying this is the order right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This is still alphabetical order.
Okay. What did you say, Jason? You said put
The Deuce at number 8.
The Deuce.
So Succession at 10, Good Place at 9, The Deuce at number 8.
Oh, I see how you're doing this. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm in another
there's
tab.
a column
I'm in
over
another
there that you probably can't see on your phone.
Yeah, it just makes everything extremely small.
See, now we're just gonna have to invest
can you just
in like a monitor.
click and drag it into the proper spot?
Yeah.
Would that be?
How do I do? Can I just
click the 10 and
there we go.
Drag it up.
Place goes to 9, and then Succession goes to 10.
That's easier for me to visualize.
Sure, and then The Deuce goes
Yeah, I think we could do that.
So The Deuce goes to number 8. What are we talking for in number 7 on this list?
Glow.
Glow's
good. It's not any good. It's not better than 7. Glow's good.
I can't argue that.
I like Glow, but yeah, it's I'm okay with that being at 7.
I think. Oh man. Okay. Yes, I think Escape at Dannemora needs to go down. At least there.
Do you want to switch Glow and Escape at Dannemora? I'm okay with that. How much do you like Glow?
No, I think we should leave it there.
I think I like Denimora better.
Unless
than
you
Deuce.
feel like Glow needs to be higher, Logan.
I mean, I can't because I can't argue about Escape at Dannemora. I mean, if it's my own personal list, like I said, I've only got a few things on the.
Make a case for Glow.
I have 6 on this list. Make a case for it.
We haven't really talked about it.
No,
so.
we haven't talked about it. I think they took what could have been a very short window miniseries and actually turned it into something compelling. Like I said, I'm very surprised that the second season actually had a solid story behind it. The first season was pretty much all about character development. And now that everybody's kind of has an established character, they're able to tell some actual real good stories for each individual person out of it. And it's not just all focused on, why can't I think of her name? Ruth. Yeah. Ruth's character anymore. There's actually a lot of other characters that are getting some attention.
But also I think the Ruth and, what's the other girl's name? I can't remember.
Her name is Betty Gilpin, the actress's name.
I think the story between those two is the most compelling story.
It is the most compelling story, but they're at least it's. I mean, you think of it as a actual WWE wrestling.
Yeah.
You've got your top tier people who they've got their main story, and
God,
that's
I don't
want to
think about WWE right now.
I know.
Why you got to bring down the night like that?
Because the Royal Rumble's coming up. That's why.
Slight blip in the shit show that is.
You're lucky I didn't put Monday Night Raw on this list. No, Monday Night Raw wouldn't go on, or SmackDown would go on here. I think the way that they actually told the story about all the way that the show was being built, and they did a lot of fun stuff on the show where that sometimes gets overlooked in it because it is kind of a dramedy.
Yeah.
In that category. But even how they ended it and everything to go up to the third season, I think it works out well.
It's so weird though that we're comparing two shows here where you're rooting for almost every character in this show, and then in Escape in Dannemora, you're kind of rooting against every character in the show.
They are polar opposites of shows. I guess it's whether you want to feel like shit or do you actually want to feel good.
I will say, let me think about it before I make this claim, but I think Escape at Dannemora had me in had a bigger impact on me. Like if you look at like which way the needle goes, I think Escape at Dannemora had the bigger needle drop in one direction than Glow did in the opposite direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it makes sense. That's to say, you guys watched it, and if it, I enjoyed, it's Glow for me it's entertaining. Yeah. It's not, it's got some nice 80s nostalgia that I like. Because 80s music is my favorite, sadly. But yeah, so that's what does it for me for Glow. But yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it being in the lower
let's just
tier
leave it right
here.
there.
And so we're it's at 7. Is that right? So 7 and then Escape at Dannemora is going to be 6.
Yeah. Actually, I would almost say that the Dew should go above Glow. No, I don't know. I could go either way on that. So
Give me this one.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you it. It's fine.
8 versus 7.
Yep.
It's kind of doesn't matter anyway.
Other than that, I think, okay, so we have Barry, Atlanta, Sharp Objects, Better Call Saul, and The Americans. I would say that Barry needs to move downwards.
Ooh. Like you want to, how far do you want this thing down?
I don't know. I don't know how far. It's not Atlanta, Sharp Objects, Better Call Saul. It's not that. It needs to be at least 4.
I was actually gonna, I don't know if this is, kind of pulling I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but I was gonna say Barry over Sharp Objects.
I think Barry's the best show that came out this year.
Really?
Yeah, I think Barry's really high on this list.
Wow.
I think Barry's the best show on this list.
I think you and I are kind of in agreement on this. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that you want to put it so low. Like it's an amazing show and a great premiere. Yeah.
But
Barry made me laugh, made me cry, made me laugh again and again and again. I think Barry's fucking awesome.
I think it is too. I really have nothing bad to say about Barry other than I don't think there should be a season 2. But they'll see if they'll prove me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think
it's already on the way.
I know it's on the way, but it's just kind of one of those like.
Okay.
Well, there reveals our choice for number one.
I think I can. The rest of this where it lies, but Barry's got to be high on the list.
Yeah,
It already is high on the list.
So you think
do
that
you have this in order here?
2, 3. That's yes.
Okay, so
In my opinion.
this order that we have right now, which we'll debate: Barry, Atlanta, Sharp Objects, Better Call Saul, The Americans, and then we Escape of Dannemora, Glow, The Deuce, Good Place, Succession.
Are we just leaving the Americans at number 5 then?
Sure.
I'm fine with that being at number 5.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm looking at this list and swapping out a couple things for my personal list, it goes Barry, Atlanta, The Americans, Sharp Objects, it without a Better Call Saul because
I look
it's
at
not in there.
I look at 1, 2, and 3, and I see 3 shows that we all talked about a lot this year.
Better Call Saul can't be number 4. It is not the 4th best show.
I'm saying as us as a collective.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because
Look, I like Better Call Saul, Caleb, but it's not Breaking Bad.
Oh, but the very last scene, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. Like I was not impacted by any show bigger than that particular moment this year.
When you literally turns into Saul in front of our eyes.
Yes.
I'm
Kim is
I
just
can't argue with
standing
that.
there in absolute disbelief. Oh, it's
She lost Jimmy. Like she lost him.
she was realizing it. The whole show, you know what's going to happen to this guy. You know his character arc, and yet you continue to feel like, well, maybe he'll work his way out of this.
I don't disagree. I'm having a hard time with the way that all 3 of us feel about the other 3.
So the one that I would vote to move down out of those 4 would be Sharp Objects.
I'm okay with that.
If you guys want to put it at 3, that's fine.
I'm saying
sorry,
4.
Move Saul to 3, Sharp Objects to 4. Yeah, right. Is that what you're asking?
Right.
Okay.
Teeth in the dollhouse floor to number 4. Teeth in the dollhouse floor to number 4.
Why do I feel like that should be coming over a Macy's? It's like Teeth in the Dollhouse floor to 4. Teeth in the Dollhouse floor to 4.
Bald pulls bald balls. Is this it?
No.
No, you can't. This is not acceptable.
No. We got to switch Atlanta and Barry.
No. All right. Don't be rude.
Love Zaxby's.
I love Zaxby's. Okay. This year had
Oh my God. Teddy Perkins.
it had Teddy
Perkins.
and
Barbershop.
it had the barbershop episode.
And the last scene with the gun switch. Come on. Name 3 better moments than those in Barry.
When Barry kills the guy in the RAV4.
Yes,
Sure. Okay.
the last scene of Barry.
Yeah.
I
Where he
don't
has
know.
to shoot Henry
I guess I
Winkler's
wasn't-
detective lover.
I guess I wasn't super into that part because it was very abrupt.
Almost everything with the Chechens.
Everybody thought that they weren't that it was a. They thought that it was in Barry's head, whatever, another daydream, and it fucking wasn't. And we all thought, don't pretend like you knew what was going on because you didn't. You thought it was Barry daydreaming.
That character was like introduced like 30 seconds earlier.
What character?
What are you talking about?
The one he kills.
The detective is like
She's
halfway
the
through the first season.
Yeah,
the first episode.
Yeah, her and Henry Winkler go on a date
I'm
and everything else.
misremembering
Yeah.
this.
She catches Ryan Madison's
It's
body.
it's the relationship that's like 30 seconds before this. Like they don't. I don't know.
because Winkler's
they've been
like
going on dates. He was
he's
hitting on her the whole
he's
season.
giving her like the sexy moves the whole time, which is great because Henry
Okay.
Winkler going like
Okay.
full Fonz at the age of 70.
I just, for
putting
whatever
moves on
reason,
this
and it's been-
African American cop.
Yeah.
It's been forever since I've seen this show because it came out in what, like March or
It was
something.
early this year, early 2018.
But
yeah.
I just remember that being like that last episode just feeling super rushed.
I felt like the last scene was kind of rushed because
Yeah.
it was like they had to like wrap this thing up real quick in a bow, but at the same time, I guess I think drawing it out would have been probably a problem.
I disagree. I think it's perfectly paced.
Like I get what you mean by it because it's kind of like this big thing that just it happens very suddenly, but
Because it happened suddenly to Barry.
Right. It was just kind of like holy shit, she figured it out.
Because
like,
we are with Barry. Like we are Barry's wingman, and it happens swiftly to Barry. It surprises Barry the way that it surprises us, and it feels rushed because Barry is scrambling, and like he always does, I want to quit killing people, so I have to kill this person to quit killing people.
because he just has
Barry's so good. I love Atlanta, but I'll cape for Barry all night.
Oh man,
I love both shows. I really do.
I was not expecting this from you guys. I really wasn't.
You didn't
I didn't expect
both of us?
Barry to be up there so high, of all things. Man, okay.
Yeah.
Teddy Perkins.
Don't get me wrong. I love Atlanta.
You like Zaxby's?
I love Zaxby's. Don't be rude. I love stealing wood out of somebody's house, but I felt like there was a couple of episodes of Atlanta this year that were kind of just meh for me. And I don't know, where I felt like Barry was strong the whole way.
In retrospect, I wish I would have revisited both of those series now because it's been so long since I've seen either of them.
Atlanta was what? Was that early fall or was that summer?
No, that was like,
when was Atlanta?
Summer.
was it summer?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Robin season.
Yeah.
How about the beginning of Atlanta?
Yeah.
Where there's the arbitrary robbery, and the only link we have is really that maybe it was because the dealer from the beginning part was possibly lost his smack in that deal, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just like this random robbery in a drive-through. Oh my God. And when he says no fries and he tries to give him free fries, like in the same drive-through in episode 7, hey, I got you extra fries. I said no fries. Man, just take the fries. He's trying to hook Paperboy up.
The airport scene it's iconic to me. It's
see, I didn't think it was that great.
man,
I
it
won't
hits
say that.
so hard.
No,
I won't say that.
And they named that episode Crabs in a Barrel, and then you just see it right there. It's man.
I don't know. I guess I just saw it coming. Maybe that's why.
How did you see that coming?
Just because I was like, oh, they're going to an airport and he has the gun. Like,
Yeah.
And I was just like, what's he going to do with it? Oh, he's going to have to give it to somebody.
You didn't
I know
expect
who
him
was
to
gonna do it.
frame the other guy.
I didn't know because I don't think I knew the other guy was who it was going to be, who he was going to frame. Because
You knew he had to get rid of the gun somehow.
right, but
Yeah.
because he had such a piss poor relationship with Paperboy, it was kind of like, well, is he just going to fuck him and just like.
He had a lot of options there.
He did have a lot of options, but it was like, yeah, who is he going to frame? I don't know. It was, like I said, I guess.
And then on top of that,
yeah,
Clark does the exact same thing to his manager.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm going back on it. I don't have the reverence for it. That scene.
I do.
Okay. I mean, I know what happened. I guess I'm just kind of like, okay, I know what happens to start the next season.
There's a huge social commentary that's going on in that scene.
Yeah.
And I understand why it's important. And I think that it's really sad.
It's very sad.
And I understand why you feel that way. I prefer Barry holistically over Atlanta this year. But I think that either are a good number one. I like Barrymore.
Yeah, that's kind of
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, like I said,
As Brian's girlfriend, yes.
Is this the Red Dead God of War
In a way.
talk? I mean,
I personally don't think it is, but
You think Atlanta
okay.
is just a far and away better show?
well, I think Better Call Saul is better than both. But
okay,
you guys have already kind of dismissed
All right,
that,
okay.
so I don't know.
I obviously can't. I can't say anything about Better Call Saul. I have no dog in the fight on that one. So
I don't agree with that, but
so you still would put Barry and Atlanta over Better Call Saul?
I would.
Okay.
Barely. But
Which makes Better Call Saul clearly in third place here.
Okay. And move Sharp Objects to 4. Would you put Sharp Objects above Better Call Saul?
no.
Okay.
No, I agree with that.
Okay, then that's where it should belong then.
Teeth in the floor at number 4.
Mm-hmm. It rhymes. It's perfect. Okay, so we have our lists then. Are you going to be okay with this Barry Atlanta situation?
You guys got a phone book? Can I filibuster here?
I mean,
I
may not be able to jump over it. That's the...
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, if I don't have any other arguments that I haven't already said.
I can live with it being number 1, but Atlanta being number 1 and Barry number 2. I can live with that. I feel like I liked Barry better.
I can live with it too, but at the same time, that's kind of my thought too.
So gut check for you and me. Is it the right thing to do?
Why wouldn't it be? It's our personal preference. It's not like someone is going to come after us and tell us no that we were wrong.
No, I don't mean that.
I guess just are you looking at it from what's more important versus entertaining
Everything.
kind of thing?
Like all the big ball of wax, because Donald Glover is saying more than Barry is saying.
That's true.
I respect
that.
I
guess that's
I just
part
don't
of it
enjoy
too.
it as much as I enjoyed Barry.
It's much more thought provoking. So
and the thing is I guess completely. I completely agree with you there. And I guess it's what at this sadly it's what I expect from Atlanta now, even though it's only in its season 2.
Right.
That's what I say. It's sad that's just, but it met my expectations. Where Barry blew me out of the water. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
So so I guess if you're looking at it that way, which goes back to what I was saying earlier about Better Call Saul, and it's like like I am asking you guys, is it continuously performing at a level that is still blowing you away year after year, even though it's still pretty much the same show and
Better
you
Call
have
Saul,
expectations?
Better Call Saul and Atlanta were I'm trying to think, make sure I'm correct on this. They were the only 2 shows that I literally watched as soon as I possibly could. Like I dropped other things to watch those shows as soon as
in an era where that doesn't exist either. I mean, because you can watch anything whenever the hell you want. I think I watched Barry 2-3 months after. I watched Barry in the summer, and I think it came out in like February, March, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around there.
I think it was early.
I think I watched it 4th of July weekend. I just went through the whole thing.
Yeah. I kind of wish I would have had that with Barry, honestly. That would be a really good binge show.
Yeah,
I think about it.
The short.
I watched it week to week, so it was.
Which is what I'm going to do with True Detective. I think I'm not even going to start watching it until probably like episode 7.
We can't talk about True Detective. We can't.
I'm just saying that's just
we can't open that box.
My method of watching those shows.
It's Barry. My thought process here is that you both strongly feel that Barry is the number 1 show, and I don't even feel like the show that I'm putting up against it is the number 1 show.
Oh, well, so because yours goes,
I would go. I would go Better Call Saul. I would go Atlanta, and I might even go Sharp Objects before Barry, but.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I see what you're saying.
My counter argument to your Barry is a show that I don't even feel is number 1. So it's got to be Barry.
Does 2 number 1s equal out a number 4 when you have 3 number 2s? Because it's everybody's number 2.
This is the safe pick versus the risky pick. Let's go risky. Let's go big or go home.
If you were to do, so let's do the math on this. So if you were to just, because
we'll be the only people that select Barry as the show of the year.
Maybe.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it would just, if you did the math, if we did the 10-point scale, it would be we would be 20. Let's see, and it'd be 9, 8, 7, 9, 8. Yeah, so 27 for Barry. And if we did the math on everybody at 2, that'd be 27. So
Let's go Barry.
999.
I'm good.
Just go Barry.
Yeah.
And it's like a 1A, 1B kind of thing.
Yeah, another one of those, in my opinion, not Caleb's, but
Right. That's why I brought up the Red Dead God of War thing, because I was kind of like, we all really liked both of those, but it was like two of us. But for you, it fell further than.
In honesty,
than two.
we had a super strong year for TV. So
this conversation was way harder than last year's.
yeah. So for these shows to be, I mean, we're talking about the best of the best. So I mean, we're nitpicking at certain points here too. So
yeah,
the gap between 1 and 4 for me is very narrow. So
yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. So okay, so
let's do it.
All right, let's lock it in. All right, we are going with number 1, Barry. Number 2, Atlanta. Number 3, Better Call Saul. Number 4, Sharp Objects. Number 5, The Americans. Number 6, Escape at Dannemora. Number 7, Glow. Number 8, The Deuce. Number 9, The Good Place. And number 10, Succession. Congratulations, your checks are in the mail. Or words or...
You know what's super exciting about 2019?
What's that?
We get True Detective. We get Fargo. We get another Better Call Saul. We get Stranger Things. We get all of these shows in the same year.
It's going to be a big one. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, too.
Will happen. I'm not promising it'll be good, but it'll happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Something will happen.
It will be the most watched show in television history.
Oh, my God. It certainly will. Yeah. There's other stuff, too. Yeah. I'm sure I'm forgetting
there'll be stuff that comes up that out of nowhere that'll be like, well, yeah, that we never even thought was going to be good. I mean, there'll be 2 or 3 more probably limited series type things that'll come up that... Big Little Lies season 2 is this year, even though no one cares. But you kind of liked it, didn't you, Jason?
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I watched the first episode and I did not like that show.
It'll finish at like number 7 on our list this year.
It's a bold claim.
Bold claim.
No, it's already 7. Pretty crowded down there.
I know, right?
Between 5 and 10, we'll see what happens.
We had a harder time. Do we have a harder time coming up with 5 through 10? I don't know. No, we actually had a hard time cutting down to 10.
Yeah,
that was our hardest.
That was tough.
That was tough.
I think our like 11, 12, 13 are very strong.
Yeah, that's for sure. Bodyguard number 11. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yep.
They're all tied for number 11.
That's true.
P.S. Bud down there. I just like saying P.S. Bud.
The one thing
Mom.
Mom.
Mom. Thank you, Mom.
Mom. The whole time
Cheers.
it was fucking Mom.
Mom.
It was Mom the whole time too. Stop saying Mom. She's stabbing you in the back, David.
There was a point in time where I was like, if he says Mom one more fucking time, like I was just like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like it's good, but fucking Mom.
Luther this year.
I don't like Luther now.
You're sadly mistaken.
I don't know. I guess
put your breath strip in. Oh God. He put the breath strip in.
Do I not like British TV? No, that's not true. Maybe I don't.
I had a problem with. I didn't like the Harry.
That makes you racist, dog.
See, I didn't like the Harry Potter movies when they were little kids because there was something about British children that bothered me. Like just the sound of their little voices. Like
we chew up the language and we spit it out. Pepper and George.
Oh yeah,
that show of the year right there, Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig.
In my house.
Oh man.
Right. Yeah, I've got Go Away Unicorn right now.
Hit stop on the recording.
Okay. We are going to stop this recording.
Congratulations,
Barry, and all the rest of the TV shows of the year.